Okay, so what if we are generating geometric patterns involving letters or variables like this? So how are we going to do that? Actually, mas madali ito kasi wala naman tayong ika-calculate na number. Okay? Kung alam natin yung basics ng mga operations, madali lang to. Promise talaga. Super easy lang it is. Okay? So let's try to solve this one using, of course, our paint tool. Yeah. So our first term is equal to C. Yun yung first term natin. Yan. Ano ba yan? Letters na. Okay? So, ang hahanapin na natin is yung 5 terms. Find the first 5 terms. So, hanapin natin yung first 5 terms. So, for the first 5 terms, so let's have now the second term kasi given naman na yung first term. For the second term, we have C. Using the formula, again, for geometric sequence, we have a sub 1 r raised to n minus 1. So C is our first term times the common ratio raised to the value of n is 2 minus 1. So that is equal to C times B over C. Because 2 minus 1 is still 1. So we're done with that one. So again, sa number, minumultiply natin. Ganon din naman dito. Kapag ang C dito, it functions as a whole. So therefore, meron tayong imaginary 1 dito. So, we're down with C. C times B, we have CB. CB main. And 1 times C, we have C. Okay. Kung sa fraction, ang ginagawa natin, pag yung number, factor ng isang number, dinadissect natin siya or in-extend natin siya. Ito, pwede din. Okay? Ano yon? Imaginein natin number ito. Okay? CB is the same with C times B, right? And C is the same with C times 1, correct? Okay. So, we can now cancel C here and C here. So, we're down with... Sorry, that's pink. So, we're down with B over 1. And B, or any number divided to 1, is equal to the number itself. So, B divided by 1 is equal to B. So, that is our second term. Next, let's have our third term. For the third term, we have C times B over C raised to 3 minus 1. So, that is C times B over C raised to 3 minus 1, that is 2. Okay. Again, balikan natin yung rule ng or law of exponent. If we are raising a number to a power, we are multiplying that to itself 2 times. Or just distribute the exponent both from for the numerator and denominator. So we now have C times B square kasi distribute natin and C square. Okay, kung ita-dissect natin to will look like this. So B over C times B over C, right? And pag pinultiply natin yan, you have B square over C square. So pareho lang naman lang nandito. Okay, let's remove this. Diba? Dali. Kasi letters lang, hindi tayo nagka-calculate. As long as you know the rules. Next, ang gagawin natin is didistribute na natin si C. So, alam natin na merong imaginary 1 dito. So, C times B square is C B square. And C times 1 times C is equal to C square. So, kung i-factor out natin ito, sige, factor natin para mag-visualize nyo siya. Okay? This is equal to C times B square, right? And dito naman is C times C. Okay? So, pwede natin i-cancel ito. Itong C dito. So, we have C and C over here. And with that, ang may iwan na lang sa atin is yung B square over C. Okay, yun yung rule. Kaya kapag nag-divide tayo ng number na may exponent, sinusubtract natin yung exponents nila. Yun yung sinasabi ng mga math teachers natin. So, we're down with b squared over c. Next, let's generate the fourth term. For the fourth term, we have c, b over c raised to 4 minus 1. We now have c raised to times b over c raised to 3. That is c times b cubed over c cubed. C cubed. Okay. Distribute lang natin yung exponent both sa taas at sa baba. Next, multiply natin. So, we have c b cubed over c cubed. Okay? Kung i-dissect natin to, that's c times c times c. So, may iwang dalawa kasi makakancel to. So, magiging b cubed over c square. Okay? Paano na naman nangyari yun? Okay. Puntahan natin dito. This is equal to c times b cubed over c times c times c. So, since may isa dito, may isa sa baba, we're down with c square. Next, let's move for the last term. We have the a5. So, we have c times b over c raised to 5 minus 1 is equal to c. B over c raised to 4. That is equal to c raised to b raised to 4 and c raised to 4. Is equal to cb4 over c raised to 4. So, merong isang c dito, may iwan, b raised to 4, magiging c raised to 3. So, these are the first five terms of this sequence. We have a, c, we have b here, we have b squared over c, we have b cubed, and that one.